What up, Patreon? Thank you, as always, for subscribing. I'm just gonna kind of get into a little more detail about the writing process for Underwater Elevator and sort of I'll make a separate video all about my rehab experience for you guys. Um, but yeah, so I won't go into like crazy detail, but about like a year and a half ago, I checked into a rehab center in Yakima, Washington, and at this place they don't allow like cell phones, of course, or like anything with any electronics with Wi-Fi, anything like that. So I brought this tiny little like MP3 player that only held like 50 songs or something, and you Dev look at himself. I So my plan was I was like I'll just put a bunch of beats that I've been working on this little MP3 player and bring it, and like fuck, I'm gonna have so much time there doing nothing to like just write, and I'm gonna like finish a whole project. It's gonna be great. Um, and then I get there, and like keep in mind I was on like a long bender, like multiple week type bender, when I'm having these big ideas, and I'm gonna like write a whole album in rehab. So then I get there and I sober up, and the first week is straight up just detoxing, going through the withdrawal from the copious amounts of drugs I was doing. Good boy. And so I'm just useless at that point. And then by week 2, your head sort of clears up, right? And but now all of a sudden, all the emotions that I'd been like numbing down with drugs and alcohol and shit, they all kind of come at once. So it's like a severe depression. I had no confidence, let alone no creativity whatsoever. When you're in that state of mind, wish we could show him. Hey, Debbie, come. What was I saying? Yeah. So when you're in that state of mind, like with no confidence, the last thing you want to fucking hear is yourself or like your own music. So that little MP3 player just sat. There's actually this little like safe there, where because there's a bunch of like tweakers and shit in this place that'll steal. So like anything valuable, which for me was just this pair of headphones and MP3 player, you put in a little safe. So that sat there untouched for the first 2 weeks, and then week 3. Well, at this point, I was so terrified that this would last forever, this feeling, and that I would never again be able to write or make art sober. That I would need the aid of drugs and alcohol to feel creative and feel confident and like actually like my own shit. But then by week 3, it was just kind of out of nowhere. I woke up one morning and I went outside to do my little daily walk around the grounds, I guess you'd call them, outside the facility. And I decided to bring the MP3 player, put the headphones on, and I started listening to the Underwater Elevator instrumental. And I remember, it sounds corny, but I remember the sun was going down, and it was this beautiful sunset. It's a beautiful place where I was in Yakima. And I got like emotional, and like I kind of started tearing up. It was, and I loved it, and I was able to enjoy my own stuff again. And that day I wrote my verse, and started writing to other shit, and I started showing some of the other dudes in like my neighbor and my roommate, and I started showing them, and they were getting into it. And I was like, the fact that I was confident enough to like show other people what I'm working on, and it all kind of changed, and my confidence came back. And yeah, so Underwater Elevator will always kind of have a special place for me. And yeah, hope you guys dig the song. The whole Heavy Hearts project, that's what it's called, you guys are the first to know, is coming out. We're hoping for when are we hoping?
August 24th.
August 24th is what we're hoping. It's Maggie Brown, Maggie Lume, and I. It's sort of the sequel to Play Pretend, and I'm so excited about it. And thank you guys so much for subscribing. It means a lot. Peace.
Boop. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste, actually.